The beauty of the Korean artistic tradition. Moderator, welcome to our show. Today we are going to talk about the artistic tradition of Korea. We have invited special guests with expertise in this matter, the museum curator Choi So-ra, the architect Yoo Min, and the hanbok master Kim Ha-jin. Thank you all for joining us. Ms. Choi, what do you think are the most important qualities that define the traditional Korean arts? Harmony with nature. Choi So-ra, curator. I believe the beauty of the Korean artistic tradition lies in the combination of its naturalness and its origin in our ancestors' genuine love of nature. Koreans have always sought to live in harmony with nature. This love of nature is expressed not only in works of art but also in the daily lives of all Koreans. Yoo Min, architect. I agree. Traditional Korean gardens are a good example. While Chinese and Japanese gardens focus on the beauty of a highly fabricated landscape, Korean gardens use little in the way of artificial decoration. This reflects Koreans' wish to be united with nature. For example, the walls of Sosewan in Damyang were built to let the natural stream flow down the rocks so as not to spoil the landscape. As a result, it looks like the garden is an original part of the surrounding nature. Moderator, Sosewan is certainly a wonderful example of a typical Korean garden. What Korean building or structure would you say is a good architectural example that emphasizes harmony with its surroundings? Yoo Min, architect. There are many. Among them, Changdeok-gung is known for its effort to accommodate the natural world in its palace garden. The palace buildings go so well with the low hills, valleys, and thick forest that it is difficult to tell the natural space from the artificial palace buildings. For these reasons, in 1997, it was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The deliberating committee praised Changdeok-gung highly for the unique beauty of its creative and free layout depicting harmony with nature. Moderator, I remember visiting Chuwon, the rear garden of Changdeok-gung. I was there for only a short while before I felt I was becoming one with nature and found an inner peace. Gentle curved lines. Choi So-ra, curator. I'd like to point out that gentle curved lines also characterize the Korean sense of beauty. The white porcelain of the Joseon dynasty is a fine example. In contrast with Chinese porcelain, with its bold straight lines and extreme curves, Joseon porcelain expresses gentler curves that remind us of the Korean landscape. Yoo Min, architect. In fact, the curved line is also one of the key features of traditional Korean architecture. For example, nothing speaks better to the beauty of a hanok than the line of its roof. Its design is meant to run parallel to the curves of the mountain behind it. It looks rhythmic and lively as if it were the shape of a crane folding its wings when it is about to land. This naturally curved line conveys stability and is comforting to the eye. Kim Ha-jin, hanbok master. We can also see curved lines in hanbok. When discussing hanbok, the beauty of its flowing lines cannot be stressed enough. This is the attribute that differentiates hanbok from other East Asian traditional costumes, such as the Chinese qipao or the Japanese kimono. The jogori is especially rich in subtle curves, as shown in the collar and the sleeves. Korean hanbok incorporates both straight and curved lines, which are combined to create a sense of naturally flowing harmony. Moderator. Whenever I wear hanbok, I am pleased because the elegant lines complement the shape of my body. Kim Ha-jin, hanbok master. Hanbok has a very simple shape when laid out flat. When worn, however, it creates a lot of soft lines following the natural curves of our body. Its unique flowing lines reveal themselves best when the wearer moves. Simplicity. Moderator. In addition to harmony with nature and gentle curves, is there anything else that is a major attribute of the Korean artistic tradition? Choi So-ra, curator. Simplicity is another main characteristic of our traditional sense of beauty. Many Korean artworks are designed to boldly leave out details and focus on the bigger picture. This simple approach, combined with exceptional craftsmanship, resulted in excellent works of art. One notable example is the moon jar of the late Joseon dynasty. The moon jar, which is a tangible cultural property of Korea, is a plain white jar with no pattern or decoration. In fact, most of the artworks from the late Joseon dynasty are simple in appearance, likely due to the influence of Confucianism, which advocated moderation. Moderator, thank you for your valuable comments and opinions. Now it's time to wrap up the discussion. We've learned that the beauty of the Korean artistic tradition is characterized by harmony with nature, gentle curved lines, and simplicity. Let us continue the effort to preserve the beautiful artistic traditions of our country. Further reading. Lee In-nam, traditional with modern technique. Lee In-nam is an internationally noted Korean media artist whose work owes its inspiration to the work by Baek Nam-jun, the pioneer of video art. Lee In-nam is known for inventively recreating well-known European paintings, such as the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci or The Lunch on the Grass by Edward Manet. With his touches, the Mona Lisa makes a bigger smile and the surroundings of Manet's paintings are transformed into a Korean landscape. The characters and backgrounds in the paintings are constantly making lively movements, which produce visual illusions that, while keeping the impression of the original work, turn the traditional painting into an interactive one. He says that he draws on classical paintings to make contemporary art friendlier for the public. This is why many of his works are based also on traditional Korean paintings, which are given new life through his innovative vision. The results include butterflies flying around and crossing the different screens of Shinsaimdang's Jochungdo, mountains changing their colors as the seasons pass by in Jeongsun's landscape paintings, and the hammering sound getting louder at a traditional Korean blacksmith shop in a painting by Kim Hong-do. Standing before one of his works, viewers feel as if they were in the painting rather than outside of it, merely looking in. It takes several minutes to comprehend all the differences in any of Lee In-nam's works, but most viewers cannot get enough of it and stand looking at it for a long time. Lee In-nam's works pose the question to this audience: what do we still have to learn from these old paintings in our present age? The struggle to find or create a balance between the old and the modern is perhaps the most powerful appeal of his work.